A hashtag being the social media show on Urban TV was also thrust into the spotlight when the moderator asked for suggestions as to how the social media community in Uganda can shed off the trivial topics tag and start discussing more critical issues as far as national development is concerned.
When you are setting up hashtag, did anyone write you letters asking for it? I think that you can set a trend and change your trends from which woman was dumped, whatever those trends you were saying, to the economic ones that you were talking about, all the ones that are needed.
Okay. So we want you guys to take back the newsroom, take back the media. And that is through things like citizen journalism. We cannot, the beauty with hashtag is that we cannot, for example, invent and say, this week we had the budget speech, we have to discuss the budget speech. It has to trend, because when it trends, it means there's already a conversation about it. People are interested in the budget speech, and so you cannot give them something that they're not interested in. So hashtag, and what Angelo was saying is that maybe it's the new way, get with the program. As in, the new thing is that people are going to discuss what they want. When we discuss why Ugandan men get dumped, or if we discuss my 256 heroes, it's because that is what Ugandans are actually talking about. So if you decide to Isaac and say, no, we're going to do Mitiana heroes on hashtag, chances are high you're off topic, you're not speaking to them. I think for me the rule is join the conversation, and the goal that we want as hashtag and Urban TV, we want increasingly that every one of you becomes a journalist. Every one of you, the news stories we have are coming from you, not us going to parliament and saying, okay, what is the committee discussing, and therefore that becomes the news. No, there's something happening in your community, there's something happening in your home, there's something that you care about that you want to share with the world, and I believe the shift should not happen. Actually, we should continue discussing those worthless things until you maybe choose to move from worthless things to worthwhile things.
He talked about hashtags have to be trending, but there is an option to hashtags. There is a Twitter chat, like at Buffer. If you use Buffer, everyone.
What is Buffer? You think we know what Buffer is?
No, okay, not like buffering. The social media suit. Every Wednesday there is a Buffer chat, and the topic is set a week before. So, if you think hashtags have to be trending, there is an option for Twitter chats. And the other thing is about content. According to the social media examiner survey, industry survey, they say content is important and is the future.
I work with Parliament Watch Uganda, and we actually do some serious stuff. Whoever said that social media doesn't have all that serious, we do. We bring Parliament to your desktop. So your WhatsApp, actually your Twitter and Facebook, we bring Parliament to you. So we have parliamentary debates. And then Daniel, this is my idea. I would think that for urban hashtag, you can actually set the pace. You can have theme weeks where you can discuss relationships, or a committee report, or budgets, or the budget framework, or ideas. Thank you very much.
But as a journalist, what is news is not something that you create in the newsroom. It is about activities of people, events, and that's what gives us direction. As for the question of whether you can start a trend, you can start a hashtag, these things are becoming very popular with particularly Silicon Valley, because I spend a bit of my time, like 1 month a year, in Silicon Valley. And if you look at the buzz around universities and young kids, they really think that social media is there to save the world. And the impression they give is that if you have a problem like malaria, you can fix it with social media. I just leave you with one. There's a guy you should find online. He's called Yevgeny Morozov, and he's Silicon Valley's biggest critic. He did a book called The Internet Delusion, and he has written another one really criticizing this so-called social media as the angel solving all the world's problems by clicking. These are important debates. My view is that it's a tool for which you can convey pretty important stuff, and I would go with that.
The panelists also fielded questions from the audience who were eager to give their side of the social media arguments of the day.
I would like to disagree with Albert. One thing is that in Uganda, most of us, our first opportunities to land online was through Facebook and Facebook Zero, or probably and here is where we get it wrong. I want to give you a very good example. Yesterday, BigEye.ug made it to the top of the charts. It's the most accessed website in Uganda, higher than New Vision, Daily Monitor, and whatever. And most of their traffic is gotten from Facebook.
Thank you. Someone said Big Eye went up because of traffic from Facebook. It's actually, that is also misleading. Big Eye will have gone up because of the nature of the editorial line. It's sexual content. Wherever you're going to put it, it is always going to go high.
I work with Maisha Film Lab. Recently, they went for a film teaching experience, should I say, in Fort Portal. And about 75 people came. These are 75 people that they got from churches. You know, you find youth together, you're like, is there something? Please come, what. That's how they got their people, eh? And when their people came, when the teaching experience was done, they told them, so find the applications online in Fort Portal. You people, eh? I am not saying that Fort Portal, they don't know. I come from Rukunjiri. I could have said Rukunjiri. I could even say Rukunjiri. But what I'm saying is that these people put up their hands and said, applications online. Madam, what are you saying? And our applications for Maisha are only online. That's how you apply. So do you see that it will happen when they're going to Mbale next weekend? That's the same thing they're going to get. That's the same thing they got when they go to Lira. That's the same thing. But people in Kampala and people who are tech savvy, the 10%, that's why I clapped, the 10% will know about this film making experience. And other people will not know. So I would want for us to discuss, how do other Ugandans get to know? We are lucky. We know that.
Lately, people are lazy. No one really wants to go and always hustle downtown to buy something. But if something is available online, then they will actually go, click, pay by mobile money, and buy something. So even that trader is actually losing out. We have a couple of examples. For example, body care. The people who do cosmetics, they've been around for a very, very long time. They started small at Pioneer Mall, but now they're online. And these guys are actually seeing a huge increase in their profits, because by being online, they're actually getting this corporate between the age of 25 to 34 who their lives are online. When they're in office, wherever, on the phone, they can actually go order online, and then these guys deliver.
Esther Kalenzi ultimately summed up the discussion by asking everyone present to ponder on strategies for increasing the reach of social media in Uganda.
About 2 weeks ago, I was invited to a workshop which had everyone else was above 40 years. I don't know how else to put it. So when I got up to speak about 40 days over 40 smiles and social media, it was a certain kind of Arabic. They totally could not understand how it's possible for us to have pulled off so much in so little time using those resources, because they know the basic way of, get a donor from abroad, get $2 million, squander it, life goes on. So the more I spoke about it, the more they got interested. And by the end of the afternoon or evening, so to speak, everyone was saying, come to my organization, teach a few people, or come and give a talk. So we need to make it relevant to them. A good thing has to be shared. And if it's working for us, then why don't we make sure everyone else is benefiting from it? So whether it's charity or business or ideas, like Angelo said, make them available and make people want them so they can see the benefit of using them.
I told you some of those conversations were quite heated. Is social media antisocial? But the biggest question was, how do we get more people embracing and using social media for the greater good of the Ugandan society? And you can tell us what you think on our Facebook and Twitter pages using the hashtag SMDeclare. My name is Daniel Mumbere, and you've been watching a special edition of Hashtag. I urge you to keep it Urban TV.